Hi, world. How are you doing? It's Tara Sue Moore from Stockbroker to Firewalker, back from my second broadcast of today. And as is a pattern in my world, and I truly I don't know if I truly don't know the answer, but I have not managed to coherently figure out the answer and effectively put it into life. Because if anyone's noticing the phone bumping around, I am still struggling to get the technology working, and my plan for today involved being able to show some slides. Um, so it looks like I'm still being a little freeform. So this is day 4 now of Find It, Feel It, Free It. And you're getting to watch me live dealing with a situation that for me is I find quite dangerous. So I'm trying to do something that I don't know how to do well, and I like to do things well. And then it feels a little like every other problem that could happen to come in, including distractions, is doing it. I could make up the story that I just don't have the right pieces of equipment, but I'm looking around at me and I can see enough pieces of equipment that that's just a story. And I am, like I said, in a body that if I let myself get too frustrated, I will have a really scary consequence. So frustration's not an option, turning it off is not an option. I also don't have the ability to make up a story that there's anyone at the core of this pattern than me. I do believe it's me. So, apologies to everyone that we're not on the plan. I will continue to try to get to the structure. But what I'm going to talk about now in this one is what I'm currently doing. And that is being aware that I am rapidly losing the vibration that I set up this morning. And I could let myself get lost in the frustration of the technology. That won't make me feel well. I could choose not to do the broadcast because I'm embarrassed and it won't go the way I want it to. It can't go the way I want it to if the equipment's not set up. I'm choosing not to do that. So, what I am going to do is read to you a little bit about what it means to step up your vibration. Because in the middle of this whole COVID thing, there has been another message. And I don't know if everyone's in a place where they can hear it, because there's all sorts of pieces to being able to fully hear and receive a message, far in addition to just being exposed to the vibrations that would make up the words being spoken while you're present. Albert Einstein, if anyone remembers him, one of his quotes was, "No problem can be solved by the same level of consciousness that created it." No problem can be solved by the same level of consciousness that created it. I'm going to repeat that a third time. No problem can be solved by the same level of consciousness that created it. And that comes again to the core of why I'm doing this again and again right now. If nothing else, it forces me to adjust my own level of consciousness and functioning. Because I personally believe that we're living in a world right now where our future is being created. And while I'm hearing a lot of words talking about higher consciousness, I'm not actually feeling or observing actions and behaviors. And I'm not feeling feelings off these people that are talking about higher consciousness as a whole. There's huge exceptions out there, but this is as a whole. And I personally want to see our future created out of a vibration or a consciousness that is different from what created the situation that we're all living in now. So, from a personal perspective, which is what I'm encouraging everyone to start with, because frankly, I am of the mind that unless you personally have your consciousness coherently within your body, so this isn't just thinking differently, this isn't just feeling differently, this isn't just acting differently, this isn't just speaking differently. Because all of those things you can start to do differently by force, as well as start to do differently because they are coming out of a coherence deep inside of you. One will feel pressured and uncomfortable, and there may be a big yay if you accomplish it, but the other one feels natural and an invitation, and it has an ease feel, and everyone just falls into it. So, personal vibration defined HeartMath style, which happens to be a language that continues to, for me, create a path, a bridge in which I can bring this mind and this body together. And then once they're together and connected, they are then able to listen to the heart. If they're just battling, my heart can do anything it wants, but other than taking off in its own space or on its own journey, which quite a few hearts might have done right now, it really is pretty powerless. If the mind and the body are just locked in a battle, they're not hearing any third piece come in. So HeartMath defines personal vibration as the quality of thoughts and feelings, attitudes and behaviors we experience through the day. Did you get that again? They define personal vibration as the quality of your thoughts, the quality of your feelings, the quality of your attitudes, and the quality of your behaviors that you experience throughout the day. They don't define it in an action, and they don't define it in a way that we can measure from the outside. The quality of our thoughts, the quality of our feelings, and what those mean to us is something very personal to us. Our vibration is not defined by what is taking place in the external environment. Our vibration is something that emits from every one of us internally. And if we are forcing ourselves to think or act or be a certain way, even if it's a nice way to be, the vibration we will the vibration we will be emitting will be a vibration of us forcing ourselves into being something that is not natural, albeit maybe something that we would really like to be able to naturally be. So the coherence practices that I'm now talking about on day 3, I do actually believe could be enough to solve, hear me, every single problem we would identify on this planet. I do actually believe that if enough heads and bodies quit fighting long enough to allow the third center of influence to come on, or if enough hearts and minds quit fighting long enough to become embodied, and if enough hearts and bodies quit being scared of the mind long enough to continue to welcome its wisdom in, I actually believe that from that coherent place, and then from there, enough bodies able to be that coherent, start radiating simply the feeling of freedom, I actually believe that can solve all of these problems without any of us doing anything more. So when someone is in a higher vibration, and I am going to suggest that the way I'm describing it, that means that the quality of your thoughts and feelings are more supportive for you, and secondarily to that, likely to be more supportive for everyone around you. If you're in that higher vibration, you will naturally and innately just admit that you don't have all the answers. No one has all the answers. So if they think they do, or if they think they have to, there's no way they can also be vibrating at a high level. You just naturally lay aside ego and get in the trenches. So you feel what it is that needs to be done and you go do it. You become more open to feedback from family, friends, and colleagues. That's a big one for me, especially when the feedback doesn't match what I'm always thinking. You listen without judging or interrupting. That's another big one for me that I use to evaluate how I'm doing. And you naturally help others to feel heard, valued, important, and appreciated. And you naturally do that without feeling emptied yourself. So until you can naturally do that without feeling empty, then you're harming yourself to do it. Again, when you're in a lower vibration, you lose alignment with these qualities. You start to feel disconnected, off-centered, out of sync. You shut off from others due to judgment and blame, excessive worry, lack of care, or being too preoccupied with yourself. And this happens as a collective community also. So a collective community that is in a low enough vibration, it may start to function as a coherent community, and that still may be a positive step. And I'm just going to suggest we may be seeing that happening. We may be seeing that happening in ways that not all of us agree with. We're still seeing coherence coming, and it's coming in a way that's not advocating violence. So I'm at my 10 minutes already, and I'm going to spend the next 2 minutes again walking through that heart-focused breathing. I'm probably not able to get to feeling free in this moment, so that's reaching too far, and it's pointless in this moment. I would be faking it. But what I am able to drop into in this moment is deep understanding and compassion. That's a more familiar feeling for me, so it's one that I return to more easily. It is what I'm going to pick in the moment because the other one is unattainable. Maybe I can be there in 2 hours with you. So if all of you can feel free, by all means, please radiate your version of freedom out to the field. For anyone not able to feel free, what I'd like you to think about is some time, some memory, or some possibility, or some situation that would simply let you be gentle with yourself for not having succeeded in the perfect manner in which you intended to. For me, I'm just thinking of truly the way I am today and appreciating that I really am staying calm and rolling with the punches. And then I start that deep breathing. So I'll take a moment as I'm doing my deep breathing, and I have been doing it a few times today. It's also a tough day for me of phone calls and decisions. It's a Monday. I'm winding down a business, trying to figure out how to enter receivership, that type of stuff. It's tough. Already had a conversation with another company this morning, found out they have entered bankruptcy. It's hard for me to watch. It's even harder to walk in the middle. Actually, I'm not sure. In some ways, it's easier to be walking in the middle than trying to figure out how to hold space for someone else going through it. So I'm doing a lot of the deep breathing, and I just took some time to do a body scan. And what I realized is for today, I am actually feeling some anxiety. For me, that shows up in a very hint of asthma. And I can hear a very slight whistle that wasn't there yesterday. So right now, I'm not going to take any note of that other than my body is currently speaking up a little bit and just giving me warning signs. So I'll continue to be gentle. And I'll still continue this deep, compassionate breathing through my heart. And then I will radiate this feeling out. Inviting any of you out there who are able to receive and in the moment slip into this feeling of compassion. It's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful gift to me that I'm able to share with others when I'm able to find it. So again, Tara Sue Moore from Stockbroker to Firewalker. This is day 4 of Find It, Find Your Feeling of Freedom. Feel it, teach your body how to feel it coherently within your body, and radiate it. Allow your body to radiate your version of freedom coherently out to the field. Finding out how you feel free is a process. Finding out and teaching your body to be coherent with that feeling, or any feeling, because we're going to practice with a whole bunch, is a process. And radiating is actually pretty natural. If those other 2 pieces are in place, that won't be hard. So again, please join me if you want to be a part of this journey. Find it, feel it, free it. And you can join me to do it my way, or if you just like the idea, you can certainly start your own movement within the find it, feel it, free it movement. I don't care what methods you use to get coherent. I'm going back to open a store. I'll see everyone in a couple hours. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Valentine's Day.